Be courageous and fight one more round. When your arms are so tired that you cannot even lift your hands up, fight one more round. When your nose is bleeding, when your eyes are black, and you are so tired that if your opponent puts you one on your jaw and puts you to sleep, fight one more round. Because the person who fights one more round is the person who never gets whipped. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, these were the great lines told by Muhammad Ali. I'm an avid sports lover. Sports is replete with examples of strength, courage, and a lot of bravery, and they have such amazing parallels with real life. Yesterday, I went to an event at the Park Hotel, wherein the organizers had called Mary Kom and Rajyavardhan Rathore, the 2004 Olympic silver medalist in double trap shooting from India. Now, picture this: India has never won and silver Olympics in Olympics since the year 1900. A rare feat achieved after a gap of more than 100 years. Do you know what double trap shooting is?
Yes.
Some of you know. For those of you who do not know, what happens is they put up two saucers or like plates up in the air, and the shooter has to shoot those saucers under a time span of 0.5 seconds, and that's just a qualification time. So the faster you shoot and the more number of targets you hit, you become a champion. So Rajyavardhan Rathore that time became the national champion, and he went on to represent India at the 2002 Commonwealth Games in Manchester. Most of the shooters before the main day of the event had packed their bags by 9 p.m. But there was one Rustam from Kuwait who was the then world champion. He was shooting well after 9 p.m. And then there was the Indian Rajyavardhan Rathore. So this guy Rustam he's been shooting since morning. His shoulders were droopy, his arms were dreary, his eyes were really teary and weary. But he had his coach behind him who egged him on and said, "Rustam, you have to go for one more round." He has been constantly hitting 23 or 24 hits, but not complete 25 or 20 out of 25. So there was his coach who was constantly motivating him that you cannot leave this place until you go for next round and hit 25 out of 25 targets. Surprisingly, Rajyavardhan Rathore did not have any coach behind him. But what he did was he imagined the halo of a coach behind him, egging him on in a similar manner. Rajyavardhan Rathore then said, that night was the greatest victory of my life. Not the Olympic silver medal, not the world championship, but that night when I imagined the halo of a demi-coach telling me to not give up and constantly fight for that one more round until and unless I achieve the results that I deserve and that I desire. So the next day he goes for the Commonwealth Games Championship, and his heart is pounding at more than 1,000 beats per second. It's almost like literally his heart is coming out of his mouth. There's the Olympic gold medalist, the Olympic silver medalist, the world champion, and then there's Rajyavardhan Rathore. Friends, that evening in the main event, Rajyavardhan Rathore hit 50 targets out of 50 targets. He went on to win the Commonwealth Games gold, and his total score for that day and that event was 192 out of 200 targets, which still remains a world record. Fantastic. A very similar example from sports, which I saw in a recently Oscar-nominated movie called Rush. Have you seen Rush? Raise your hands if you've seen the movie Rush. Okay, few of you seen the movie Rush. This movie is set in the sexy, the glamorous, the golden age of the Formula One 1970s season, and the movie about two champion drivers, the English playboy James Hunt and the Austrian methodical driver Niki Lauda. These guys were willing to risk everything they had to win the championship during the 1976 season. It was the penultimate race of the season, the German Grand Prix. The conditions were extremely murky. There were heavy rains. So Niki Lauda, who was ahead in that racing season, he called for a driver's meet, and he told them that racing is very difficult in these conditions, you might even die. So we should all vote to cancel the race. Suddenly an astonishment grips the entire room. And one of the drivers says, "We'll have to let go of our racing fees." Niki Lauda replies that you leave without your fees, but you leave with your life. Suddenly a voice from the back of the room says, "That effectively means that you'll win the championship." Niki retorted, "Of course not. I don't get any points from this race either." That voice from the back of the room was that of James Hunt, and he said, but we'll have one race less to conquer you. It's just a dirty tactic of Ferrari. Maybe you're frightened. Nicky got really angry and he retorted, "Of course I am frightened. Whenever I get into that racing car, there's a 20% chance of me dying. But today, that risk is much more. And let me tell you this. I'm the only driver in the German Grand Prix to have completed the race under 7 minutes. So it's actually advantageous for me to complete that race today. I'm much quicker than you guys." James Hunt, in his usual playboy style, says, "Fine, if you're quicker, then let's race." After the voting happens, the Formula One International announces, "Gentlemen, start your engine." And James Hunt turns a sharp corner, and suddenly in that race, he meets with a red flag. When there's a red flag in a Formula One race, that means the race has to be stopped. There's an accident, a terrible accident which has happened on the Formula One track. Nicky's car has met with an accident, and the entire car has been burst up into flames. 70 liters of high octane fuel burning at 800 degrees temperature, and he is trapped inside, cannot undo his seatbelt. So Nicky is rushed to the hospital with 95% severe burns. He fades in and out of consciousness. This is a true story. The moment he fades in and out of consciousness, he has so much of gut power and the will to live that he survives. But he has to go through an inhuman surgery every alternate day, wherein they vacuum his lungs through a pump which is put inside his lungs to clear the impurities. So whenever that process takes place, Nicky always watches on television James Hunt winning races after races. At one point, the doctor even said that if you vacuum your lungs even more, that you might even puncture your lungs. Just seeing the sight of James spraying the champagne bottle on the podium in the Formula One race, Nicky tells the doctor, "Give me again, clear my lungs. I want to fight for that one more round. I want to go for that race and win that championship from James Hunt." So he returns to the championship. There he is at the championship, and he meets James Hunt. James apologizes, saying that he's really apologetic that he did not vote against racing that day. To which Nicky replies, "Oh no, of course not. You know what? The most difficult part for me in that hospital was the vacuuming of my lungs. And whenever they used to do that, I used to see you win all those races and I used to curse you. Let me tell you, being an enemy is not bad. A wise man learns more from his enemy than a fool from his friends. So you actually helped me in getting better. It doesn't matter how hard you hit. What matters is how hard you are hit, and you still keep yourself up and tell yourself one more round." Niki Lauda went on to win the championship in the 1977 season and again in 1984 season, thus crowning him as one of the greatest Formula One drivers ever to grace the circuit. Friends, I leave you with this thought that you must have a high threshold of high bearing capacity. You must knock on the door until your knuckles bleed. Doors will slam in your face, and I guarantee it. You must pick yourself up, dust yourself off, go back, knock again, and tell yourself,